G'day guys, so this is the Loom from the brief I did the other day. What have I done in the meantime? So I've pulled all the Loom apart, placed coil plugs. That's the one for the AVIS that was replaced. Checked over the whole Loom. Any plugs that weren't in good order were replaced. All the old conduit was removed, and I've retaped the whole Loom. Going down the front, I've fitted the factory oil pressure switch and run wires through for the front diff, because that was this vehicle was down the front. Plastic covers have been off and gone back on, all tidied up. I've repurposed some of the wiring that was for the transmission now for the gearbox, and I've actually made a gearbox loom, nice little gearbox loom. And over here, so to the Lexus loom, I've added this plug, which was from the Surf, and I've added this plug, which was from the Surf. So this one, I've got the terminals for it, so there was no soldering. It was just cut and crimp and re-push in the wires. So that's all in. And it's left, I've got this plug left over. So that one goes to the relays and fuses. And I've got 5 other wires here, which go over to the other side of the computer. Since completing this job, the customer has now asked me to continue with the relays. It's presently on my test loom. Also on the VVti, this little box is for when you remove the transmission that maintains the power. Removing the transmission on a VVti Lexus, you will drop power. And I have confirmed that I can communicate with the ECU via my cell phone on my Bluetooth dongle. So I'm going to include one of those. So my immobilizer box here is also, it's flash, that's working at the moment. So that's presently immobilized. Looking at this, when it starts, we want to make sure that AVIS moves down. That's quite important. And single fuel line running in. So guys go fitting fuel pressure regulators, it's wrong. These are a returnless type system, so they don't run a pressure differential. They run a constant pressure to the fuel rail. Just looking here, also there's the forward facing oil filter housing, which is helpful in some conversions. So going over here, we'll see if she's going to run, shall we? I think that's a good idea. I always like to hear them run. So just a note, when we power up the ECU, you can hear the throttle body humming. And these are drive-by-wire throttle, so you can hear now the throttle moves. Before you're doing that, the throttle will only move on the very last part of the movement there. And so we have it. It's the Loom now. I'll continue to do the relays. I'll do a little video once that's done as well. Anyway, just also to note, we were having trouble finding factory airflow meters. We don't always get them when we get the conversion, so this is for another job, but I've made up these adapters. Really handy if you don't get the proper airflow meter, and it's important that these Lexus ECUs do run the correct airflow meter. So I'm going to go do some relays, do some fuses, make all that work, and then we'll recheck it. So I hope that was helpful. We'll talk to you another time. Catch you later.